My hands were made for baking, and that's just what they'll do. So today for lunch, I'm going to be making a vegan pepperoni calzone. Okay, so I'm first going to start on my pizza dough. So in my mixer, I'm going to add 5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Mix that in. And then add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And I will continue by adding 1 tablespoon of fennel seed, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. For some spice, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of crushed red peppers. And I'm also going to add 4 tablespoons of vegan butter. And I will now start adding my 2.5 cups of water. And just continue mixing in your ingredients until you end up with your pizza dough. So this is just a simple recipe that I use for my dough. It's really easy and it's so good. Okay, and I just transferred my pizza dough to my work surface area, and I'm just gonna knead my dough for a few minutes, get those air bubbles out, and then I'm going to put it in a bowl, cover it, and let it sit for 2 hours so it can double in size. Perfect. This dough came out really good. So this pepperoni recipe is really easy. You can't mess it up, and it's so simple to make. I swear to you, once you make it once, you're going to be making it all the time. Okay, so let's start on that vegan pepperoni. So in my mixing bowl, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of vital wheat gluten, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, 1.5 teaspoons of mustard powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of fennel seed, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix in all my dry ingredients together. And I will continue by adding 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of oil. And now using my hands, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix in my tomato paste and my oil, and just mixing it in with my hands, I get everything mixed in so much better, and the tomato paste mixes in really good with all of my dry ingredients. And lastly, I will go ahead and add in my 1/2 cup of water. And I'm just gonna go ahead and keep mixing in until I end up with my vegan pepperoni. And this is your end result. Look at how elastic it is and how it stays together. Exactly what you want. And I'm just gonna grab some foil and I'm gonna wrap my vegan pepperoni into a sausage-like shape. And I'm gonna go ahead and steam my vegan pepperoni for 1 hour. So an hour later, and my vegan pepperoni is done. So I'm just gonna turn off the heat, and this is your end result. Look at how firm that looks. Looks exactly like the real thing, but even better because you're not eating animals. Wow, this pepperoni looks really good. I'm excited to cut into it and start making my calzone. Okay, so it has been 2 hours, and as you can see, my dough has doubled in size. So I'm just gonna knead my dough one more time, and then I'm just gonna start cutting out my rolls so I can start rolling out my dough and start making my calzones. So for the filling for my calzones, besides the pepperoni, I'm also going to be adding mushrooms, some jalapenos, and onions. Okay, so now I'm going to start constructing my calzones. So I'm going to add some of my homemade tomato sauce that I made. And then I'm going to add my vegetables, my pepperoni, and a vegan cheese. And then I'm just going to close it up as good as I can to form my calzone. Okay, and before I pop this into the oven, I'm going to spread some vegan butter to the top of my calzone. And I'm just going to pop it into the oven at 400 degrees and bake it for 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes later, and my calzones are ready to come out of the oven. Look at how amazing these look. Ooh, these calzones came out so good. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time.